almost the end of 2025. Can you believe that? But this is the perfect time to actually recap what have I learned and what have you learned through 2025. Because very often we are thinking like, oh my god, it's the end of the year, I haven't done anything. Actually, you have done a lot, you learned a lot, but you're not realizing this. So in today's video, we'll go through those small things that I learned throughout the year, and hopefully you learn them too. Let's start. I think first of all you need to meet Pralin, as she really wants to be with me and sit all the time. And Pralin is 6 months old, so she's still like a baby, playing around and having fun. But let's get to the topic. So a lot of us at the beginning of the year are setting quite big goals. As a trader, it might be, I will be profitable this year, I will get 5 funded accounts, I will earn 5k of profits this year. And those are quite big usually, and not everything is going as you wish throughout the year. So at the end of the year, you're reflecting on your aims at the beginning of the year, and it's like, oh my god, I haven't done anything, I haven't learned anything, I didn't achieve those goals. But that is not true. You learned a lot this year, and you are just not realizing this. So in this video, I want to show you that though I am still not fully profitable, I made quite a huge steps forward to become a profitable trader. So one of my biggest achievements of this year is that I am not placing any more 100 trades a day. That was incredibly a lot. And maybe if you remember at the beginning of this YouTube channel, at the beginning of the year, I was placing a lot of trades, mainly on Nasdaq, and I was placing them from the morning, 8 a.m. London session, till the evening, even like 9 p.m. London time. So it was like throughout the whole day. And when I'm placing so much trades, I couldn't even focus. And also I was having like still, and I am having like the freelance job, and it was very much distracting me from my own job, and I was not able to focus. I was very stressed. And throughout the year I joined the TLT course with Tori, and that helped me actually to limit my trades. And as you know, currently I'm placing around 3 trades, I would say, per day. Sometimes 0, sometimes 1, but sometimes I'm having those tilt dates where I'm placing around 20 trades. Those are unfortunately the bad habits from the past. However, I'm very much working on them and trying to figure it out when those days are happening to avoid them. But definitely I am not anymore crazy about placing the trades one after another. And when we're talking about limiting ourselves from placing 100, let's say 50 trades per day to 3 trades per day, I also limit myself to the time periods when I can trade and when I cannot. So I, as you maybe know, actually don't like the New York session, and I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible. And for me, the London session, or even sometime before the London session, is the best. It's the most smooth, a bit of maybe consolidation after 1 hour after the London session is starting, but it's not as volatile, and more clear moves are happening rather than during the New York session, when within the same hour maybe news are out, maybe Trump is talking, maybe some other news are out, and the price either is like very much following the same direction and you can really like profit on the big moves, or they're very big moves but they're going like up down, and you're in kind of this consolidation. But it's very harmful, because when you're going down like 100 ticks instead of like 20 in the London session, then your risk needs to be way bigger. And as I'm not risking yet so much, then London session is perfect spot for me. So within this year, I managed to limit the amount of trades that I'm taking, set the time when I'm trading, And because we're having those two, the third one was to choose the instruments which actually are moving during those times. So I realized that obviously NQ is a US indice, and obviously it will move during the US time, which I don't like. I don't like the New York session. So I had to find other instruments, and to be honest, I didn't like gold so much as I was telling you throughout the year. I from the beginning loved platinum, however that is a bit tricky and sometimes it makes a lot of fake outs. And I loved silver, however on Apex accounts I couldn't trade micro silver, so I couldn't place the trade because mini silver was way too expensive, $25 per one tick. That's a bit a lot, especially on Apex. So I kind of stopped trading silver, but now I'm coming back because now I have a top step account and you can actually trade the micro silver on it. So it's $5 per tick. Not 25, it's 5 times less. However, still it's something similar to platinum because platinum is also like $5 per tick. So it's way more achievable rather than the whole one mini silver trade. So I'm very happy with that. So I'm trading currently only metals, which maybe it's not great because usually metals are moving similarly. However, I know that those metals are moving during London session, before London session, and always I can find some moves. So gold, silver and platinum are on my list and no more indices. Especially that most of them are the US indices and they are most volatile during the US session. I would consider German DAX, for example, however that it is not tradable on Apex, and even on my own live account I would need to pay for extra data to be able to trade it. So for now, I'm not looking at the European indices yet. I prefer rather to focus on my metals rather than jump on other indices which are volatile during the London session. And another huge achievement is finally I'm not failing so much the evaluation accounts. I'm failing the funded accounts though. There is a pressure created by the prop firms to make another step and another step, kind of like you're chasing that carrot in front of you and never getting it. However, I'm proud of myself that finally in April, May, I passed my first evaluation account. I passed at the end 5 of them within this year on Apex and 1 on the top step. Maybe I had 10 evaluation accounts to get those ones, something like that. But I am proud that I'm not failing every evaluation and going on a tilt, because this is the main reason of failing most of the prop firms, because we're going on a tilt, we're putting too big positions, and I am able finally psychologically and mentally focus on the prop firm, don't rush, unless I'm going on those tilt dates, which we'll talk about in a second. But I'm managing to go slowly, not rush, and just focus on the strategies when I'm having good days and get those accounts. So that is a huge achievement. And also, I finally set up my live account. So I'm having my own live account. It's still on a break even. I'm going up and down and up and down. As you know, at the beginning I was so scared when I opened it and I went on a huge drawdown, and I managed to get to break even. And now I'm still on this kind of level of 300 on the drawdown, 300 on the plus, but I am holding it. I'm not putting stupid trades because I know that those are my own money. And also because of that account, at the end of the year I managed to learn that, well, prop firm, especially when you're getting funded, has literally the same idea as your own live account of $2,000, because okay, you're getting funded with 50k, however still your drawdown is usually on the 50k accounts $2,000. So if you will lose those $2,000, you cannot trade anymore. So in this way, it is so similar to your live account that you really need to be focused as much as on your live account as on your funded account. I mean, I understand with the evaluation accounts that obviously you have a subscription and you want to pass within 1 month, maybe 2 months, because you're paying monthly fee. But after you're funded, you really need to calm down, because then it is your account. You're getting that account. This is your investment. And you need to treat it as your life account, because there's no anymore time limits. And you don't need to get somewhere within 1 month, because otherwise you will pay a fee. No, like, it is your account forever. Just small steps and build it, and you will get profitable in 2026. However, something that literally blew my mind this year was the psychology of trading and neuroscience, and how those chemicals are working in our body and influence our decisions. And with my 9 to 5 that I had no idea that those chemicals are impacting us so much. So that was literally the biggest enlightenment of the year. So the knowledge about psychology in trading I got from 2 books, Trading in the Zone and Becoming Supernatural. And also there are 2 amazing YouTube accounts, Trading Tips and the videos with Paulina, who is a psychologist, as well as podcasts with Sarah from the Mental Edge Trading. Those 2 are both psychologists, Sarah and Paulina, and they really know what is happening with our brain and with our emotions when we're trading. So really check them out, because that helped me so much this year. So what I learned from them is that it's not my fault that I am overtrading, revenge trading, FOMO trading, but those are those chemicals which are in my brain which triggers those habits. So it is cortisol, dopamine, and others which are starting to be released when we are in survival mode, when there's a threat, and then we're starting to act to protect our money. And in the past, for example, we had to escape, for example, from the lion to survive. And nowadays, we don't have lions, but we need money to actually survive in this world. So, for example, when we are trading, the brain doesn't understand that we are okay with risking some part of the money, and we are okay mentally with it. When we're starting to be on the minus, those chemicals are starting to be released in our brain, and we're jumping into fight or flight mode. So I started to learn how to manage those chemicals, how to manage to not release them, and instead of fighting with my money on my trading accounts, I started to fight with myself and started to realize whenever those chemicals are being released and trying to stop them. So as you know from my other videos, that one of the main things is that I'm trying to, which is very hard, I'm not saying that it's easy, but after a loss I'm trying to close the computer, I'm trying to step away and not trade. But something that I think is recently, at least, the most important thing that I learned is my trading journal, which actually I'm having here. So as I was telling you, I'm having this trading journal, and I am writing every day, every morning, my kind of like a mantra, which is written that today I will make one better decision than yesterday. And then I am writing the aim for today. And my aim for today is actually what it was wrong yesterday. So the day before, I am writing, for example, that something went wrong and I want to work on this one thing because it was not going well that day. And then the next day, I'm saying that, like, okay, my aim for today is that I will work on that one thing and I will try to make it happen. So for example, I will try to always trade with the trend today. And if I will do this, then it's like a small achievement today. And then I can write the next point, like, yes, I managed to do that. Or even if I didn't manage to do that, it's very important to tell yourself that you have achieved something. Maybe it is not a win in a trade, maybe it was a loss, but still, For example, that was a good loss within the strategy. For example, you were holding enough to let the trade play out, which is mainly my problem, that I'm panicking too fast and I'm closing trades way too fast instead of letting actually the trade to play out. So then you can have an achievement. Yeah, I let the trade to play out, so that was a huge achievement. And then you can write what went wrong and what you want to work still on. So this is very good, and I am writing this every day, and in this way I am able to see the mistakes, but also to cheer myself that I am making those small steps to improve my trading. And the last but very important thing that happened to me this year was my trading community, which I got thanks to Tori Trades. And I managed to find friends first from the accelerator, and now we are trading girlfriends. And at least I have people that understand me, which is very important, because usually within our circle, people don't understand us. They don't understand why we are trading, why we are risking our money. And this is literally what I was talking about earlier, that it's not only for us that the survival mode is turning on because we are risking the money, but also for others. Like if you're telling someone that you are starting to risk money, and you know how much you're risking and it is according to the strategy, still those people are reading it as like, oh no, she's risking money, she might not survive. This is the survival thing that we need nowadays to actually still live. So having those people who understand you and understand that sometimes you need to risk money, it is okay, and they are supporting you, it's very, very important. So I'm so blessed with my trading girlfriends. And later during the year, I was added to another community of friends after the TLT, and we are really discussing our trades. We have the same strategy, we're looking at the psychology, but the most important, we are supporting each other. And we know that trading is not as easy as sometimes it looks at some YouTubers' videos, and you really need to work on the psychology to get through those losses or through constant gains and be profitable trader. And as I'm saying, this is very important to have a friend who understands that trading is actually not so easy, but if we'll stick to it, we can do it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you also learn a lot in 2025. And thank you so much for staying with me for one whole year, and wish you an amazing and profitable 2026. See you next time. Bye!